What's happening in the Utah real estate housing market in September of 2022? That is what I'm talking about today. I'm going to break out the graphs, show you what you're looking at, not just for September, but quarter over quarter, historically where we ended, and more. So stay tuned. Hi, this is Melissa Ballman, and I'm a real estate agent here in the greater Salt Lake City area. So what that means, if you're looking at making a real estate move, I'd love to connect with you. Shoot me a text, send me an email, do what you gotta do, but get in touch with me. But first, today I am gonna hop on over to my computer and start showing you some graphs and talking a little bit more about the market. I am going to share with you my screen. This is going to be a brief overview of the unofficial numbers for September. I mean, we're barely into October, so nothing has been finalized. Things could still be getting reported. So take a look. Okay, so coming over here to our sales per month report in Utah real estate, there's a couple of things that I want to point out, trends that we're seeing. So you can see here our September numbers are unofficial, as I said. And we have about 3,300 units sold. Our average list price was just under 648,000, and our average sold price was almost 611,000. So what that means is that sellers were getting about 94% of what their original list price was to what the average sold price was. Now, one thing that I want to call out first, you can see here our average days on market has been ticking up. So here in September, we are up to 41 days average on market. We have not seen that high of a days on market since July of 2020. So, we also have more listings. You know, if you've been watching any of my videos, you know we've been hovering right around or right about 10,000 active listings on the MLS. So the interest rates are a big part of this, and watch my video next week that I'm going to be sitting down talking to a lender, talking about interest rates, how buyers are still getting into homes if they're looking to buy and things like that. So watch for that video next week. And actually, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell, that way you're going to be alerted when that video drops. Another thing I want to point out is look at this average price per square foot. We're at over $300 a square foot. And again, we haven't seen these types of numbers since the summer of 2020. Okay, so back to the number of units sold. One thing I really want to quickly point out, and then I'll jump over to some other statistics here, is in September 2020, like I said, we sold just over 3,300 units. Now, I always say this in my videos, you have to compare like times to like times. So looking back at just September's, only the month of September, the last time we've had this few of homes sold was actually September of 2014. Look at that, 3,283 units sold back then. But look at our days on market, 78 days. Can you believe that? Do we even remember when the average days on market were, you know, almost 3 months or over 3 months? Now, one thing that I did look at is between September of 14 and September of 22. Those 7 years in between in September's, our average solds for the month of September averaged just over 4,300 units. So you can see here, we're about 1,000 units less on average in September of 22 than we have been previously before. Now, the interesting thing is the average interest rate in September of 2014 was like 4.5%. So significantly less than what we are now. but still people weren't out buying. Okay, so let's take a look at this home sales per quarter graph. And again, September's not finalized, so third quarter of 22 is not finalized. But I want to point out, which is good news for buyers in the market. Look at our average sold price. So in the third quarter of 22, it was 604,000. It's down just over $30,000 from where it was at 637,000 in the second quarter of 22, and it's actually lower than even the first quarter of 22 at $610,000. So this is showing that things are starting to stabilize with buyers. Now, the other thing that I want to mention here is this is not reflecting the average sales price, is not reflecting if sellers gave anything to help people buy down interest rates, because that doesn't necessarily have to do with the sales price. So, good news for buyers showing that, not great news if you're wanting to cash out your equity on your home. So, this green line here is the total of homes listed. So, in the third quarter, as expected, we did see a drop in the number of homes listed from what we do in the summer months. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that we have increases in our market in the spring and summer months. So, you can see here historically, our listings are pretty close to what they were pre-COVID back in like 2019 and before, getting back on track there. Now, number of homes sold is this dark blue line. So you can see here that we did sell more homes in the third quarter than we did in the second quarter. But again, we're pretty similar, if not a little bit higher than what we were even during COVID, when interest rates were historically low. We're still selling more houses in the third quarter as the interest rates have creeped up than what we have before. So I hope you found that helpful. Make sure, as I mentioned in the video, you stay tuned for next week when I talk to a lender and talk a little bit more about what buyers are doing to earn more power and make their payments more affordable when it comes time to buy. If you do have any real estate related questions, I'd love to connect with you. I am always here to help, but as always, make it a great day.